Hey guys, it's Ashley Cunningham here, and I wanted to do a little update of new Oracle cards that I have recently purchased. Well, not super recently because there's a few that I've had for quite a while, but I wanted to do a little update because I did an Oracle card video quite a while ago, and I've pared down my collection, but I've also kind of changed it up. So I wanted to show what was new, and I can't really remember what I got rid of from the old video, but I think I was pretty clear in the old video at the same time of things that I was thinking about getting rid of. So if you watch that video, which I'll put a little card, maybe it's going to be on this side, I'll put a little card up top so you can link that if you're interested in seeing my entire collection. This is just going to be what's new in my collection as of May 2020. And I want to start with, I think, this deck here, Sacred Destiny Oracle, is a new deck to me. A few mediumship classes ago, I think it was in 2019 in the summertime, or maybe it was earlier in the year of 2019, a student had this deck and it was fantastic. This is the booklet that comes with, and I just had to have it. Look at this. The imagery is so beautiful and just very simple, and I just love a lot of the pictures and things that are included here. And I like it because the energy of each card, it comes across very well. And I don't really use, look at that, that's so cool. I don't really use cards, well, I don't use cards in my readings, but I like to pull cards for people in my group Channeling with Love, as well as for my Instagram account and my Facebook business page. And if people just really want to practice, I like doing that in channeling practices that I do one-on-one. If you're interested in that, I sometimes will break out the cards. And it's a great way to start connecting with spirit in a really tangible and really beautiful way. A lot of the artwork that takes place in these decks is fantastic, and I am a huge fan of art and just all things that are beautiful. So I really like this deck a lot. It's pretty, it's not one that I go to just immediately, I don't think of it right off the top of my head, but when I do use it, it's pretty awesome. So I'd say I would recommend this. I think it's a great deck. I think if I had gotten this deck when I first started using Oracle cards or first connecting with spirit, I think I might have made this more of a go-to deck for me, but I was late to the game with this one. So this is not a go-to deck for me, but it's still really beautiful and I really like it. And so I will be keeping it because I like it. The next deck, this is my most recent acquisition. It is the Birds Oracle deck, and this is what it looks like on the outside. It's the case. Here is the booklet that comes with it. The book is quite large. It's created by Jessica Blaine Smith and illustrated by Mia Emily Freeman. And everything about this deck is beautiful. It's matte, so the feeling, the texture of the box, as well as the book and all of the cards, is a very matte, velvety type texture, which I think is cool. I don't particularly love the velvety matte texture on the cards themselves because it makes it kind of hard to shuffle for me. So I kind of have a hard time separating all the cards, making sure there's space so I can really make sure I'm picking the right card. But look at the artwork in this. This is amazing. It's just gorgeous. And they're all birds, and I love birds, and I really deeply connect with birds. Birds are a very big part of my symbolic life experience, and certain birds represent certain experiences for me, or feelings, or a means of connecting to nature. And it's just beautiful, and I really love this deck. And I love using this deck for people who are also very connected to birds, which is a lot of us. I think most people have a bird that when they see it really stands out to them, or is like a sign of a family member coming to them, or something very spiritual and heartfelt. So I do really like using this deck for like my friends and family. This is a very new deck to me, so I haven't really broken it in. The cards themselves just have a number, and then you're supposed to look up the number in this book, and then the book goes into detail about the type of bird it is, kind of the characteristics of the bird, like actual scientific biological characteristics. And then in the guts section, it goes into the author's personal experience, or maybe times that she's seen the bird, or how she connects with that bird. And towards the bottom of this guts section is typically the message that comes through about this bird. So I really like that. And then at the bottom there's an ask section, so you can ask yourself some more deep probing questions related to this card to see how does it relate to you, how do you relate to it, what is it really trying to say for you in relation to the overall message of the card. I really like the style of this card deck. The art is amazing, and for me the art has to be on point for me to want to keep it. Otherwise, if I don't connect with the pictures or images, if it doesn't move me or make me want to stop and really look at it for too long, I'm not going to keep the deck. So this is a great deck. I found this on Etsy. It's a very beautiful deck. It's made by Jessica Blaine Smith and Mia Emily Freeman. Jessica, I'm assuming, is the one who shipped this out. I can't remember the Etsy shop. I'll include a link down below for sure. But this was shipped to me from Canada, so I don't know if she lives in Canada or if it was a third-party seller who had this deck and was selling the deck from Canada. But it took a long time to get here, so that was a little bit of a bummer because I was really excited when I first purchased it, and then I had to wait like 4 or 5 weeks to get it. And so when I got it in the mail, it was a great surprise. But yeah, I really love this book, this book and the card deck a lot. So definitely a win there. Another deck that I've recently purchased, I purchased this in September of 2019 when I was in Iceland, and it's the Yggdrasil card deck. And I love this deck so much. I think this is one of my absolute favorites. And it's the Norse Divination cards by Hakor Haldorsson. I do apologize if I butchered that name. And it's reading the 9 worlds of Norse mythology. And so there's a ton of characters or people from Norse mythology in here that I had never ever known about. And I really love it because it's very accurate to me, for me in my life and the questions that I ask it. This is probably the first deck I'll go to if I have some guidance that I need, or I'm looking for guidance for something and I need to go to the oracle cards. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, feeling a little out of sorts and I'm not connecting in that moment in the way that I normally like to. So I'll go to this deck and it'll kind of shake me out of my funk most of the time. And I carried this all around Iceland and I used it every day in Iceland, and that energy that I felt in Iceland is in this deck. Like, it is here, it is powerful, and I deeply connect with the content in here, the characters, the people in the mythology on the cards. And I'll pull it out. This box itself is really awesome. It's a hard box. It has magnetic closure. Every single surface pretty much has art. Here the book itself just kind of sits at the top. And then there's a little cord, a little ribbon that you can pull out to get the deck out of the box. So it just kind of pops out. These are slicky cards, which I really like, so they're very easy to shuffle. And the artwork is just, I personally love this type of artwork, the sketches, the pen, ink sketching. it's just beautiful, and there's a lot of detail to a lot of this. Let me see if I can make sure. I have to make sure I find appropriate cards. There are some that have naked body parts on them that I won't show, but there's just some really beautiful details. And then it goes into, in the booklet, what the message is and who the being is in the Norse mythology. And also, who do they interact with? There's a lot of couples or family relationships that have been detailed in the booklet, and how the specific characters, or I guess beings in the mythology, connect through all of the stories that are told about them. And I really love that. But the one downside of this booklet is that each of the cards has a symbol at the bottom, and then it has the name of the being on the card. And the book itself, so the contents don't necessarily match the sections with the symbols. So I was getting really confused, and I had to go through and actually add in chapters and page numbers for each section so I could more quickly find the guidance in the booklet, because it was taking me forever to find the actual information. So yeah, it was difficult. Like, chapter 1, or the first section, starts as chapter 1, so this is the first symbol, and then the second symbol is in chapter 9 on page 189. So it doesn't go in the order that the symbols show up in. So that's the one downfall of this deck. But like I said, the energy of where I went in Iceland, the connections that I made to a lot of the beings in Iceland, that powerful energy is, I feel, deeply connected to this deck. I carried it with me everywhere in my bag, and I'm so happy I bought it there. And it just is a special memory from my trip to Iceland, but it also really helps me connect to that energy. And like I said, that's the energy that I want to go to when I'm really needing, like if I need to pull cards for myself, this is the one I go to. And I deeply connect with it. And I've gotten so many great pieces of wisdom from that deck that I really trust it with a lot of big decisions, and a lot of guidance that's come through in other ways has confirmed those cards, or vice versa. So I feel like it really works well with me and my energy. Not the newest deck, I will call out another deck that I just got yesterday, but this next deck is the Lemurian Starchild Oracle. And I bought this recently when I went to my Angelic Reiki training in Washington with Compass Rose, and I'll include their link in the description box if you're interested. But I bought this from them. This is actually made by Leanne Carpenter and Michael Kroon, and I think they're from the UK, and it says designed in Glastonbury, UK. So they are from the UK, and this deck is a monster of a deck. It's 88 cards. I don't know why I said 100. It's 88 cards. It has a 340 page guidebook. Let me get it out of the box. The box is really heavy duty. It's very beautiful and sturdy. The book is huge. Like, this is a really big book. I really appreciate all of the cards have sections, or the cards belong to sections of the book, and each card has a symbol, like here, a little square, I can show you, or the lots of different symbols. And then they also have color coding on the cards, so you can turn to that section and it tells you what page each of the cards are on, or which page the section starts on, and then you can go straight to that section and then just find the card for the guidance. It's pretty awesome. The book is very detailed. It's so crazy detailed that it's a little overwhelming sometimes. This one has taken me a little longer to like bond with and really get into, just because it's a little hard sometimes to find all of the information, but I still really appreciate it when I find it, because like, look at this, like it has the card picture, it has really some quick reference bullet points as to what that card is supposed to represent. It always has a quote here, and then it goes deep into the messages of what you need. All of that's channeled. And then at the end, there's affirmations, and I think there's also some meditation practices in some of these sections. So this next card had meditation. So all of this is meditation guidance. And the artwork is beautiful. So here's the back of the card. Very beautiful. And here's one example of the cards. They're very colorful. They're very heavy duty. Not super bendy, but pretty flexible to shuffle, but they're still pretty heavy duty. And yeah, I think they're great. I like the fact that I bought them when I was traveling to get my training for angelic Reiki healing. And so with this deck comes the memories of my trips and my experiences in the training and working with the lovely ladies at Compass Rose. And so I really like it, and I do turn to this every so often. I may use this in some more specific ideas or projects where I work with a lot of oracle cards. Maybe there's a few things that I'm kicking around around oracle cards, but I may use this specifically to help students and connect with students and show them more about oracle cards. But yeah, I really like it, and this is pretty great. And I don't know exactly, I'll try and see where I can find this online. I bought this in person from the trainers, so I know they ordered it directly from the authors, or, oh, never mind. There's literally a website on the back here I will include, and it's called LemurianStarChildOracle.com. So I will include that. And the fact that it includes Lemurians and galactic beings, I love that. So there's that. And then the final oracle card deck that I have, I'm not sure how much I will use this deck. This is more of an exploratory deck for me. I am studying or trying to kind of wrap my head around the Carolyn Miss Sacred Contracts material. And so I bought the Archetype card deck to see how it lines up with the book and what really it represents for each of the different archetypes that she talks about. I haven't read the book yet, and I haven't actually even opened the cards to take them out of the little wrapper. So it literally still has the wrapper on it. And we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if this is going to stay in my collection. It's more of me trying to just check it out and see if I like the framework that Caroline's developed. And if it really resonates with me, then that's great. If not, I may give it away or donate it. We'll see how it goes. But that's this is the newest deck. The others I've had since early March of this year, 2020. So I think this is the newest, second newest, Archetypes, Birds. This I bought in March, and then this one I bought in September, and then this one I got in like summer of 2019. So this is the oldest out of my new ones. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really love oracle card decks. I like to connect with them. Like I said, I don't typically use them in my readings or my practice, my professional practice, but I do like it just because it's fun to see the cool art and the content, and I like to share with people in my Channeling with Love group and on Instagram and on my Facebook business page. So if you want to check any of that out, feel free to find me. You can find me anywhere on Facebook under Ashley Cunningham Medium, and you can find me at Ashley Cunningham Medium on Instagram. And you can also find Channeling with Love by just searching Channeling with Love group on Facebook, and you can join me there. I have a lot of content there that I post live, and then I share out to other places. So if you want to be in the know first, definitely join me in Channeling with Love. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them down in the description box. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, and let me know if you maybe have a new favorite oracle deck of yours, like what's really fun for you right now, what are you engaging with, and maybe why is that so fun for you? What's the draw for your current oracle card deck that you really love? I'd love to hear your comments, and if there's a great one out there, I'm not averse to picking up oracle card decks. So please let me know if you have any questions, and thank you guys so much. Bye.